This meeting is being recorded.
Back to that voice again.
Mm.
Okay, let's go for it.
Day 3, paragraph 3.25. Remember, you have learned that nothing is given. For what use would you have of learning if such were not the case? In our dialogue, we have begun to use examples of what you did not learn in order to demonstrate that what you learned is not true. What you learned is insane. But to realize the truth, you must now fully reject the untruths that you learned. You must fully reject the ideas that taught you that you do not have enough, that you will only have what you can earn or learn, that only through effort will you gain, and that with your gain will come another's loss. In other words, here is where you must accept the teachings of this course. Do not feel dejected that you have not learned these things. They were learned to the degree that you could learn them within the teachings of A Course of Love. But beyond learning is where we now stand. We now stand at the place of the rejection of learning, the rejection of all you learned.
That's beautiful, huh?
Let me set your mind at ease, for you are not called to sacrifice, as you have been told time and time again. I do not ask you to give up what you desire, but to expect and accept a response to what you desire. Remember that we are headed even beyond desire, and know that desire must first be met before you can be taken beyond it.
Next. The condition of want, like all conditions of learning, ended with the end of learning. The condition of want was a learning device, not one of divine design, but one of the thought system of the ego. It was a trick to keep you constantly striving for more, a trick to guarantee the survival of the ego self, a trick that provided small rewards of time-bound evolution, the small rewards that would keep you assured of progress through effort and just as assured of ruin through lack of effort. You think abundance is the most difficult thing to demonstrate when it is actually the easiest. You think you could learn what is for you the most difficult type of learning, be it philosophy, math, or foreign languages, before you could learn how to make money, or in other words, to have abundance. You think you could more easily find love than money, even those of you who have felt loveless for too long to contemplate. And those of you who scoff at these remarks because you feel you have learned the secret of money, the secret of success. Answer truly if you really believe this, or if you are merely covering over your fear of not having enough with an incessant drive to prove it is not so. Just as so many of you are thankful for your good health, while at the same time dreading the disease that may at any point take it from you, those of you who have money see it in the same way. You may go along just fine for weeks or months or years, unworried about your health, until the slightest pain makes you think of cancer. In this same way, there are not any of you, those who have money or those who have none, who feel that your financial health is any more secure than the health of your body. Are you reading today, Mark? You have to unmute yourself.
Mark, you
You're
have...
on mute, Mark.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry, thanks for that. I can't read for learning, for reading. How can you live like this? How can you have any peace when you live like this? What sukha will you inheritance provide if thoughts like these accompany your inheritance? Were this a monetary inheritance, would you not squirrel it away for a rainy day? Or spend it only with trepidation and an eye upon the bank account? Even those of you who would feel prepared to let it bring you joy would err in thinking that it could. How many times has what you thought would provide you with reason for joy failed to do so once acquired?
Mm.
And so you might think here of what has brought you joy: a home, a garden, a musical instrument, the equipment that enabled a hobby or talent to be developed, a well-loved book, dinner with a friend, a new car, a new pet, the ability to provide a child with a good education. You might think here too that money made from what you love to do has a different quality than money earned from toil. You might think that money earned from what you love to do is the answer, just as you might think that money spent on the more lasting pleasures, such as the things described above, is the secret. For you are quite certain that there is a secret you know not. There is, and it is a secret I will try to share with you here. If you can let your disbelief and anger at this suggestion fall away. I know you expect a flowery answer, and surely not one that will be a 1, 2, 3 steps to abundance answer. But I will try to address you in an in-between tone, one that will not put you to be spoken down to or incite your hostility, one that will not only be truthful, but as practical as you need it to be. Who's next?
I'll just let Ian know where we are. Ian, we're in day 3 of the 40 days and 40 nights, and we're up to paragraph
35.
3.35. Pamela, did you want to read today?
I could read a couple of paragraphs, yes.
No, thank you.
Is it 3.35?
Yeah.
You have been told that the time of the Holy Spirit, the time of a need for an intermediary between yourself and God is gone. You have been invited to know God directly and to develop a relationship with God. It is only in knowing God that the relationship of abundance will be made clear to you and break forever the chains of want. Learning is no longer the way for good reason. It exemplifies the difference between information and wisdom, between finding an answer and finding a way or path. Many have read the words of the Bible, the words of Lao Tzu, the words of Buddha. To teach is to convey the known. To speak of a way is to invite dialogue and a journey. This is what all master teachers taught, often throwing the questions posed back upon the poser in order to say, use me not as an intermediary. It is only in relationship with the God within that the way will become clear. To read the inspired wisdom of teachers such as these in order to learn has prevented the very relationship that these teachers sought to impart. What you have learned, and since the time of learning had revealed to you, is a new way, the way of direct relationship with God, the way of knowing through discovery. Remember always that knowing through discovery is knowing what was not known before, and keep this in mind as we consider the knowing of abundance.
Thanks, Pamela. Cole, whenever you're ready.
When you have felt the reality of union, you have felt the place in which no want exists. You felt this through the responsiveness of the relationship that is unity. You perhaps desire an answer to that come to you through no process you had known before. We spoke of this as thoughts you did not think. We spoke of these thoughts you did not think coming with authority and certainty, a certainty you had previously lacked. When I said earlier in this chapter that you are most comfortable learning through the mind because of your familiarity with the pattern of learning through the mind, you can perhaps see why these first revelations of union would come to you in a way associated with the mind. You have accepted now, because of whatever experience of unity you have had. Oh, Jesus, help me now. Oh, okay. Let's better start again. You have accepted now, because of whatever experiences of unity you have had, that the knowing of unity is available to you. you may not have given great consideration to the access through which that availability arose. But since for most of you, it has risen as thoughts you did not think, if you were to make an association in regard to entry, you would likely say entry point was the mind. This is, in a sense, true, as wholeheartedness is comprised of the mind and heart joined in unity. It would be more true to think of this joining as creating a portal of access, a new source of entry. But these points do not advance our discussion now and can be returned to later. The point here is that your concept or idea about what you have gained from unity thus far being which can be gained through the mind. As you advance,
That's right.
As you advance and as you become more open to other means of accessing the wisdom you once saw through learning or through the mind, other means will open to you. You may see, audibly hear, and interact with what comes to you from union. Ta-da! Who is next?
Anthea, are you reading today?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The idea I am trying to open to you here is the idea of a responsive relationship with unity that does not exist only within the mind of the wholehearted. It is the visible world, the outer world, through which your wants find provision. It is the world of unity, the true reality through which your desires are responded to. This does mean that the place of unity is a place that does not interact with the place of form. It is interacting with the world of form through you. Do you not see? You are the entry point, the only channel through which all that is available in unity can flow.
Whoa.
Sorry?
Whoa.
Oh, react. Abundance is the natural state of unity and thus your natural state. Just as certainty rather than uncertainty is your natural state. Just as joy rather than sorrow is your state. What you are being asked to do here is to open the self of form to the place of unity, thus allowing this divine flow of union into the elevated self of form.
Wow.
Being open to the divine flow of union is the exact opposite of the condition of anger. Anger could be likened
Anthea, could we slow down a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
It's so profound. Actually, I think we're all, are you guys feeling this?
Well,
a wee bit, yes.
Feel it, yeah.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like I would like it really slowed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fast person. I'm sorry. I'll do it.
Oh, it's okay, sweetheart. We are, this is something we are all learning to slow down and enter into the union is not a very fast place.
No, indeed. Yes. So, shall I start again or?
Maybe we could even pause for a moment if you don't mind, because I think
Yeah.
maybe we could just express, like, Alison, what was that moment you just had?
Just
He said, do you not see? You are the entry point.
Mm-hmm.
You are the entry point, the only channel through which all that is available in unity can flow. And like it just, I started to have an experience, and yeah, I guess I would have liked to stop there for a moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't catch
But
that. I actually did catch it. We didn't act on it.
yeah, I mean, and I didn't say, "Hey, can we stop for a moment?" I could have.
Yes, and this is so important. I actually really invite everyone because this is so experiential, particularly this 40 days and 40 nights, that as soon as you have an experience, say, hey, guys, I'm in, because that's how we get to feel each other. Like I could feel Alison having the experience. That's how we begin to communicate or commune in another way than before.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
The place of unity is interacting with the world of form through you, like, whoa. I mean, we keep thinking, well, I have to say, I keep thinking it's outside of myself. I have to somehow find this place, this thing, this whatever it is outside myself, this abundant, whatever it is. But actually, he's saying that the entry point is me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. And I love how he brings it to the physicality of it, because it is a cellular experience where every cell lit up in light. It's an experience of unspeakable, in unspeakable terms.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I guess for me, it's like showing me I have to be involved. It's ridiculous. I think I know I have to be involved, but then I have a moment like this when I realize, oh, I've been just putting myself outside of the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I also like to say that I can really feel the difference between shifting from the mind into the heart, and that heart sees differently. Like, and it's really just, instead of powering the upper realm, we begin to put all the focus into the heart. It's like we drop out of here and go here. It's completely in an instant. There's a different world out there straight away, including the within. Anyone? Yeah, exactly. Makes you speechless, no? And then we communicate this speechlessness simply through extension, just by allowing it more and having this idea of giving of the self, because giving is receiving, and this is the giving of abundance. Beautiful. It has to be felt. It's not an idea, just an idea. Feeling is the secret after all. Ta-da!
There's a lovely little part just further back at 39 which struck me beautifully and said, when you have felt the reality of union, you have felt the place in which no want exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else would like to share anything?
I kind of wish we could start at 3.4 again. Start over, but
3.4.
3.40.
Why not? Why not? Is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Liam, would you like to take on then?
Okay. I'll just read 3 paragraphs. You have accepted now, because of whatever experiences of unity you've had, that the knowing of unity is available to you.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have given great consideration to the access through which that availability rose. But since for most of you, it has arisen as thoughts you did not think, if you were to make an association in regards to entry, you would likely say the entry point was the mind. This is, in a sense, true, as wholeheartedness is comprised of the mind and heart joined in unity. It would be more true to think of this joining as creating a portal of access, a new source of entry. But these points do not advance our discussion now and can be returned to later. The point here is your concept or idea about what you have gained from unity, thus far being that which can be gained through the mind. As you advance and as you become more open to other means of accessing the wisdom you once sought through learning or through the mind, other means will open to you. You may see, audibly hear, and interact with what comes to you from union. The idea I am trying to open to you here is the idea of a responsive relationship with unity that does not exist only within the mind of the wholehearted. It is the visible world, the outer world, through which your wants find provision. It is the world of unity, the true reality, through which your desires are responded to. This does not mean the place of unity is a place that does not interact with the place of form. It is interacting with the world of form through you. Oh my God.
Beautiful. Let's stay there for a moment. Mm. 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 I love this. Do you not see? You are the entry point, the only channel through which all that is available in unity can flow. Beautiful. You guys happy to move on?
Yeah, I just want to check with Anthony. Anthony, do you feel complete with your reading, or did you want to do a bit more?
No, I feel complete. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you also, just apologize for that. But it was really calling for to take a little break. And
Yeah.
one thing with the Course of Love is very important that we take a little moment to let it sink in, because that feeling realm is much slower. And so if we slow down and pause, the things sink in a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Who is next then?
Alison.
Okay. Do you not see? You are the entry point, the only channel through which all that is available in unity can flow. Abundance is the natural state of unity, and thus your natural state. Just as certainty rather than uncertainty is your natural state. Just as joy rather than sorrow is your natural state. What you are being asked to do here is to open the self of form to the place of unity.
Jesus.
Oh. What you are being asked to do here is to open the self of form to the place of unity, thus allowing this divine flow of union into the elevated self of form.
Beautiful.
Being open, being open to the divine flow of union is the exact opposite of the condition of anger. Anger could be likened to an argument, a debate, in which you are on one side and determined to be the one who is right, the one whose side will win. What you hope to win in this insane argument about abundance is an acknowledgement, even from God, that you do not have what you need, that you are lacking, and that because of this, you have no choice but to continue to struggle and strive, to earn and to learn, to, in short, carry on in the world as you always have. Even those of you who would claim to know this anger not, who would claim to wait in trusting silence for God's provision, are still waiting for provision. Even those of you who have asked God for abundance and opened yourself to receive it, even those of you who have seen some improvement or evidence you could cite as a response to your requests, are not the truth of the situation. Can I read one more?
Please do.
You still believe the truth of the situation to be the reality of physical form and of what you have or have not within the confines of that form. This would be like still seeing the mind as the only source of learning, and learning as the only source of knowledge. What you have begun to see is that the mind is not the source of certainty, no matter how much knowledge it attains. What you have perhaps begun to see, similar terms, is that money is also not the source of certainty, no matter how much it enables you to attain. Certainty, in other words, comes from somewhere else. This somewhere else we have defined as your true reality, the reality of union. Living in this reality, the reality of certainty, is the only key to abundance. Thank you.
Mm.
Annie from Oregon, Portland, are you reading today?
Yeah, sure. And we're on 3.47. What?
4:08.
4:08. These words are just what you may have expected to hear, and you may feel a return of feelings of anger here. But we have said there is a function for your anger. The function of anger is to lead you to the step beyond it. Ooh. The step of action and ideas, the step often called that of bargaining. Many of you will have already entered this step of considering how what you might do might affect the response of God. You take this step without realizing that you are still acting in accord with ideas of it being an if this, then that world. You try to guess what God might want you to do, be it being still and not worrying about money, or taking actions, right actions now, as opposed to your idea of the wrong actions of the past in order to bring money or abundance flowing to you. All that this period of bargaining represents is yet another stage in your movement towards acceptance. It is still based on the belief that you are responsible for the abundance or lack of abundance in your life. That it is you who, by changing your beliefs or your actions, can change your reality. This is often a hopeful period, and it too is not without value. You may have many good and even inspired ideas within this time. You may feel as if you are on the right track, that through the planning out of strategy and action, through putting all that you've learned into practice, you are sure to begin to see the benefits that have been promised. But many of your ideas and actions at this stage will be tinged with the anger that came before it. Here's where you may rail at the unfairness, at the unseen benefits of what you have acquired from this learning, of promises seemingly made and not kept. Where, you may ask, is the lack of struggle that has been promised? Do you still have to try so hard, work so long, endure so much? Why isn't the end in sight? The final stage in this process, this movement towards acceptance, is depression, a lowering of spirits and energy, a lack of desire, a lack of activity, a sinking feeling of going under, of going into the depths of sadness and despair. Each stage may contain hints of the other, but in regard to money or abundance, each stage is experienced and felt. This experience has only one combined value, one combined purpose, the purpose of the final letting go, the final surrender that is necessary for the final acceptance to come into being. Just as you were told you cannot think great ideas into being or great talent into fruition, just as you were told, in other words, that the givens are not to be dealt with by the conscious or thinking mind, so too is it with abundance. Abundance can only be accepted and received. Abundance can only be accepted and received. Just as great ideas and great talent can only be accepted and received. I'm going to stop there.
Thanks, Annie.
Hello, Andy. Nice to see you, if you're listening.
Hello, Anthony, are you reading today?
Are you reading, Anthony?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
You might argue now that what you do with great ideas and great talent is of consequence, and this is true. A great idea or great talent that is not brought into form, that is not expressed, that is not shared, is no greater than a seed not planted. But the gift of the great idea, the great talent, must first be seen and recognized, acknowledged and accepted before it can be brought into form, expressed and shared. What good would it do you to say, if I had talent, I would accept and receive it, express and share it? If I had a great idea, I would accept and receive it, express it and share it. and yet you continue to think that if you had money or abundance, you would accept and receive it, express it, and share it. This if is all that stands between you and abundance. You do not believe this, however, and the functions of denial, anger, bargaining, and depression are to lead to this belief and finally to this acceptance. Acceptance first that you do not believe, and then acceptance itself. Do you see the difference, even here, in belief and acceptance? Can you begin to see acceptance as an active function, much as learning is an active function? Acceptance is an active function.
Acceptance is, sorry, but oh, look, I see these italics and they're really important. Acceptance is an active function.
Yes.
Sorry, Anthony.
No, it's good. Acceptance is an active function. It is something given you to do. You think it is difficult, but it is only difficult until it becomes easy. I'll do one more. While you think of acceptance as just another word, another concept, another trick of the mind, you will not see it as the replacement of learning and as such an active state, a state in which you begin to work with what is beyond learning, a state in which you are in relationship with what is beyond learning. It is in truth a state in which you enter into the alternative reality, the reality of union, because you accept that reality.
And just for you, Alison, because you accept that.
Thank you, Kevin. Oh, look, I feel a bit embarrassed saying it when I interrupt people like that, but for me, it's
I agree.
such a difference when the italics are there for a reason to offer more ease of understanding of what it is that he's saying.
I feel a bit flat today, so I'm reading a bit flat, but I accept that.
Yeah.
You're reading.
I'm flat.
Flat is a good feeling. Can you allow yourself to be flat?
Yes, I'm flat.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm flat.
Flat World Society.
Yeah, but I don't feel bad.
Isn't there like an
I feel good.
Isn't there like an undercurrent there that you should not be feeling that way? You should be some other way than you are.
Yeah.
Like one should not be flat. Thou shalt not be flat.
I'm pretty flat.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You're authentic.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
You're in a true response. You're not hiding it. Yeah, you're not in denial.
True.
If everybody took the mask off and really showed their true self, hey, we'll be having a different experience altogether. And it wouldn't have to necessarily look beautiful, but it is beautiful. Like totality of flatness. It's just delicious. If we take the judgment away, huh?
Pancake.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's cool. I'm not really particularly judging it. I'm just feeling it. Well, there's a little bit of judgment there.
Yeah, yeah. How little judgment is there?
Oh, just that much.
Mm.
Yes. Mm,
Oh.
nice. There's abundance right there, isn't there?
Mm.
Yeah. Because it's just unity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you
I
unite with
kind of,
the flatness.
yeah. Then you unite with other people,
Yeah, it's
your
gorgeous.
brothers and sisters.
I love your flatness, brother.
Thank you.
Yes. And you have such an amazing capacity to actually make yourself so transparent that it's transformative, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm.
Hey, Chantal. Good to see you, darling. She's the light of the world. Look at that.
Yeah, light of the world.
I'm so surprised when I read again how it is so similar to the Course in Miracles,
Oh,
but it's just written differently. And I'm just like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
love it.
And what I found also that knowing, having gone through Course in Miracles makes this a little bit more transparent, but then reading this makes Course in Miracle, I see it so differently. It's just unbelievable. Like how this primes my sort of vision differently, that I see it. Like I almost see the course from the place to which it's pointing to. You know, it's like, oh, of course it's this way. Of course, none of my thoughts mean anything particular.
Mm.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. All right. Anybody would take us home? Who is next?
Chantel, I think. Oh,
Chantal.
maybe a reading. So, Chantel, back to you.
Okay. Like all that was taught within this course, this is the matter of all or nothing. You cannot accept part of one reality and part of another. You cannot accept, for instance, the compassionate and loving benevolence of the universe, of God, of the all of all, and still accept the reality of lack. You cannot accept that in the reality of unity, all things come to you without effort or striving except money. You cannot accept that you no longer have to learn and accept the condition of learning that is one's. Active acceptance is what allows the great transformation from life as you have known it to death of that old life, to rebirth of new life. By clinging to some of the old, you prevent its death and you prevent the rebirth of the new. You prevent the very life-giving resurrection you await. You prevent the elevation of the self of form.
Mm.
This does not have to be. You have wanted something to do to change your circumstances in this earthly reality. This is what you have to do. This is the action required. The active acceptance of abundance is the way to abundance. Active acceptance is a way of being in relationship with all that flows from unity. This you cannot learn, but you can practice.
Mm.
Your practice begins.
Acceptance.
Active acceptance. Active acceptance. It's an action of mind. Yeah.
Beautiful. Anyone else would like to share anything?
I saw a little clip this morning from, what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Anyway, because Mark mentioned something about wanting, and it triggered my memory of that. And he was saying, if you want something and then finally you get it, so happy. But the happiness doesn't come from you getting it. The happiness comes from not wanting anything anymore. And I thought that was so beautiful because I've never heard it expressed this way. It was Adiya Shanti. So beautiful.
Mm.
But even there, we have thoughts about, why we are so happy. This is actually because we don't want anything.
Mm.
For a few seconds at least.
Yes.
Yeah, until the next thought about what I
Yeah,
want next.
that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just, it's only satisfies you for a very short time.
Yeah. Well, the tiny mate idea creeps in again and again. Yeah, it's always a tiny mate idea, and then it creates a whole world of trying to achieve something that will never really completely satisfy.
Yeah.
I've been really looking at this tiny mate idea. It's not something that once in a whenever that was, it happened. It's happening every instant when we allow it in. Yeah. Anybody here has got tiny made ideas creep in?
Yeah.
We
Occasionally.
are one. We are one. You see that? And look, admitting that puts a smile on everyone's face. That's the beauty. That's the mask down. And so like, yeah, tiny made's ideas creep in. And yes, I elaborate on them until I catch myself going like, where was I going with this? Yeah.
And often when you think you want something, once you get it, you don't really care about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You're probably trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, and often do.
Often do. Beautiful.
I've got a studio full of art materials I haven't used.
Yeah. Lovely.
Chantel, did you say something?
Oh, I was just mentioning again the active acceptance. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how there are movements, but there are movements in the mind. Everything is from the mind, from,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, yes, as far as we power this, we will get the result of powering this. But when we begin to power this, we'll get the result of powering that. So park in the heart. Because we're so accustomed, it's almost like a habit to think. It's an addiction. I think it's the greatest addiction on this planet is thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah? Thinking, and then thinking about that thought, and it just goes on and on and on. And yet, go into your heart, in an instant, there are no thoughts.
There is another mind that is not the mind of thinking.
Yeah.
It is like to me, I feel like there's a heart and mind that's joined, and there are thoughts within that, but it's a different type of mind,
Yes,
a different type of thinking or thought.
Mm-hmm. But it's more grounded, isn't it? It's just got more substance. Like
Well,
that.
it's grounded in certainty.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Mm-hmm.
We've been trained to use mind in a completely different way, and it's really stuffed us up temporarily.
Hey, Pamela, where are you from?
I'm from Shetland, but I live in the northeast of Scotland now, on the mainland. Oh, thanks.
Beautiful. And
how did you end up coming to this group, Pamela?
Well, I suppose initially it would be through Annie Lily, and then meeting Kevin through her group. So yeah, that way.
What about you, Anthea?
Where am I from? Melbourne.
How did you come to be here? How did you come to be here?
Oh, well, it's through Kevin, wasn't it? Kevin?
Oh, Kevin, you son of a gun.
Kevin's
Kate Greaves group, and then I met Kevin through that.
Oh. Right. Okay. It's nice to have you here.
Love of you. For a while. Yeah. And been reading it on and off, but mostly doing the miracles. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Beautiful. And Leanne, where are you from?
New Hampshire, in the States, New Hampshire.
Okay. Is it nice and warm?
How did you come to be here, Leanne? I know you've been here for a while, but what was the...
Well, I'm always on the Course of Love site, so.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Ian.
Yeah, I was in a meeting with Glenn Howerman, who is the publisher of the Course of Love this morning, and there is going to be a new gathering somewhere in Holland.
Oh.
Of the,
you mean a retreat or an online thing?
Course of Love meeting. They had one about a year ago somewhere in England, I think.
Oh, so like in a particular place,
Scotland.
not as a...
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, Pamela was like that. Where you were doing it, Pamela?
That's where I first was doing the Course of Love, was in Findhorn. I live a 5-minute drive from Findhorn.
Oh, wow, cool.
It's in the northeast of Scotland. It's not in England, yeah.
Oh,
okay, sorry,
Wow.
So I went to weekly meetings there for a while in the foundation. Yeah. And George Ripley, bless his soul, he passed away last year, and we used to go to his house and do a course of love on Thursday afternoons.
Oh,
and I found it really heart-opening. And I found in comparison, maybe shouldn't compare, but I'm going to here. I found in comparison to A Course in Miracles, there was something that just spoke to me on a deeper level with A Course of Love. And I found it, for some reason, to be more feminine, but
Absolutely.
that was just how, there was a gentleness to it that was different from A Course in Miracles.
Yeah.
And yeah. And the way of Mary in the book just really just opened my heart up so much. And I could read that over and over again. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes. Well, it is that whole aspect of introducing the way of Mary, and of course bringing up more the feeling aspect than just thinking aspect. Just the mind training, I think, is definitely more like a feeling training, and allows us to feel the love of God within. And it's mentioned in A Course in Miracles. Course in Miracles does it in another way. It asks you to slow down. And when you slow down, you feel it more. If the Course in Miracles is read very fast, it can become mental because it speeds up the thought patterns. But when it's each sentence is really deeply felt, it's a very different experience too. Is that third book came out yet of the trilogy? The Way of Mary's? Pamela?
I don't know.
Is there
I
two
just
are
know
out?
of it in A Course of Love.
Two of them are out, the Way of Mary's, but the third one has been on hold.
Oh well, I would love that. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mary Perrins had a tragedy in her personal life, and I think that just hold.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think that would be the main reason. All right, darlings, lovely. Welcome everyone who was here first time, and thank you for sharing. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
be here. Thank you.
lovely.
Thanks,
everyone.
Ciao, guys.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Ta-da.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
See you very soon.
Chantel, when are you coming to New Zealand?
I'm leaving coming Friday.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably be in the south of the North Island around the 24th. And we're going to try to take the ferry to Picton. And then see, I don't know if we can meet up, or I don't know if there's a bus that goes to Nelson or not.
I don't think the buses are very well, timed for the ferries, and the ferries can vary anyway according to the weather. But if you message me on Messenger, and we'll have a chat about it, eh?
Sounds good.
I've got a spare room here.
Yeah, no, I mean, we actually extended the trip a little bit, and we're flying back from Wellington. So that means that we come to Picton and maybe Nelson then. Yeah.
Another possibility is Sounds Air. Anyway, from Wellington to here, so you'd fly. It's quite cheap.
Yeah, but I've heard the ferry ride is so gorgeous. So see, there's a big desire now to, experience that.
Okay. Yeah, it is pretty lovely. All right.
Okay, thanks everyone.
It's good to see you, Mark.